Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to introduce many different revelations, twists and turns, as well as surprises in this film that will all lead to saga-wide implications within the Skywalker saga itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that this film is truly going to be a very authentic Star Wars movie because, yes, we do have George Lucas on board who used a lot of his original ideas that he wanted to use for the sequel trilogy that never made it to Episode 7 and/or 8 that are now being applied to Episode 9, which honestly I think is a great thing to do by Disney and Lucasfilm. So, moving past all of this, we do know that this film is going to have a lot of revelations related to characters like Kylo, Rey, Palpatine, Luke, you name it. And what's really intriguing has all to do with the character of Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is, of course, a description of Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren traveling to the abandoned First Order headquarters, where it's explained that they are in search of Snoke's hidden belongings from decades ago that he left behind and locked away. It's described that one of the sequences is said to involve Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren breaking into Snoke's vault, where they are said to discover all of Snoke's relics and artifacts, where some of which are said to belong to Palpatine/Darth Sidious. It's explained that one of the relics that Kylo comes across is said to be a relic that Palpatine once owned, that is described to hold a connection to the spiritual realm, where Palpatine would often go and communicate with the Sith Wraiths that were trapped in there, some of which are said to be Sith Wraiths who died during the Old Republic era, where Palpatine was researching on ways to eternal life that Darth Plagueis discovered. Now, it said that Plagueis had once owned this device and that Palpatine took it after he killed his own master. However, the true answer to eternal life was still a mystery at the time. Additionally, it's explained that Kylo also comes across another Palpatine relic within Snoke's vault, one of which is said to be a recovered navigational hologram chart that leads to a star system that is said to be the strongest force nexus in the unknown regions, that Palpatine was set to go to in order to embrace the power of the beyond. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we can already see that J.J. Abrams is adding in new mediums to the franchise. We're talking about spiritual realms, we're talking about the beyond, the unknown regions, everything like that is going to be the center of Episode 9, which I think is really going to be a strong point for the film because it really is a strong part of the comics, and a lot of fans out there love elements of the comics and always wonder what it would really be like in a live-action Star Wars film. So that's exactly where J.J. Abrams is picking all of this up from. Now, the one piece that I do want to go over is the device that Kylo Ren comes across that is said to be a actual device that Palpatine once owned, where he stole it from Darth Plagueis after killing him in his sleep. It's said to be a device that connects to the spiritual realm, where Palpatine would often communicate with many of the Sith Wraiths that actually were once alive during the Old Republic era. Very intriguing stuff, since we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying to experiment with a lot of new Old Republic stuff, either in The Rise of Skywalker or future content in 2020 in the forms of books and novels, which could very well allude to the new Star Wars trilogy being based in that era, which honestly I think is a necessity at this point for the Star Wars franchise. Now, the other piece that I do want to go over is the other artifact that Kylo Ren comes across within Snoke's vault, and that is said to be Palpatine's navigational chart to, of course, a specific star system in the unknown regions that is said to be the strongest force nexus there is in the unknown regions that holds a connection to the beyond, where Palpatine had planned to go over there to fully embrace the power of the beyond. Now, in case you guys are unaware about what the beyond really is, the beyond is basically a location within the unknown regions, and is said to be the very center of the dark side itself, the origins of the dark side, if you will. And you can only imagine what Palpatine could have achieved there, since there's a large time jump in between Episode 6 and Episode 7. There's a lot to tell, and that's all going to be explained in Episode 9 of course, exactly how Palpatine is back, how he's alive, how he was able to survive and come back to life, whatever have you. That all has to do with the beyond, and it's going to be explained in great detail according to Daisy Ridley from what she said over at D23 just a couple of weeks ago, which honestly is great because a lot of fans are very curious as to exactly how Palpatine will be fully utilized in this movie and how he's really going to be portrayed by Ian McDiarmid in Episode 9. So moving past all of this, alright, I will say that the relics and the artifacts, those are the strong points of Episode 9 and how they're really going to benefit the characters like Kylo Ren and Rey from start to finish of this story that's really going to complete and conclude the Skywalker saga. Anyways guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.